Alright, so welcome back to Armored Warfare. I know it looks a little bit different, but yeah, this new patch has definitely been a little, uh, added a lot of different stuff to the game. So, yeah, we'll just go see where it goes from here. I mean, definitely changed the graphic settings, yeah. It's a lot different. Now they added a selectable arcade mode and a lot less maps. They took out a lot of the crappy maps they had and put in some different ones. Who am I kidding? You know this isn't Armored Warfare. This is a new tank game called Tokyo Warfare. It's made by some guy or or a bunch of some people. I don't know. I didn't really check, but yeah, it's very different compared to the current tank games that are out there right now. I mean, right now, what do you have? There's World of Tanks, which is a free to play game that I don't like very much. You have Armored Warfare, which is basically the same exact thing but with more modern tanks, which is also a free to play game, which I don't enjoy free to play games. Not anymore. Not that I quit playing anything that's free to play. So yeah, there's that. And then there's War Thunder, which is again another free to play tank game. But War Thunder is a lot more, I would say, maybe not realistic, but it's probably more realistic and authentic compared to World of Tanks or Armored Warfare. Armored Warfare and World of Tanks both being arcade modes, being relatively the same, being RNG crap games, which I don't enjoy. Armored Warfare has a lot less RNG, but has a lot more problems with it that I just don't enjoy, and that's why I quit playing it back in February. So yeah, let's talk about Tokyo Warfare. Tokyo Warfare is a game based on an old Japanese arcade game from the 90s called Tokyo Wars, which pits two factions against each other. A Japanese Defense Force faction and I believe a Soviet faction. Because the tanks in game, for the Japanese, you get a Type 10 MBT, which is a pretty large, pretty big tank. And then for the Soviets, or what I believe are the Soviets, they might be, I'm not sure. I know they're red. Let's call them the Reds. Reds and the Blues. So yeah, the Blues, you get a Type 10. For the Reds, you get I believe, a T-80UM. Now, both of these tanks sort of play similar in game. I would kind of equate the gameplay. It's not like World of Tanks, Armored Warfare, or War Thunder. It's sort of closer to Battlefield style tanks, where you sort of just point and shoot, and it's relatively fast paced. You know, yeah. Like I said, there's only two tanks in game right now, but the developer has mentioned that he wants to add the Abrams. And where is that? I have a little in Steam. He's been answering a lot of questions. Yeah, T10 and T80U at the moment. Obviously, more incoming. The M1A2 Abrams is going to be added, and yet to be decided Chinese or Korean main battle tank. So yeah, there's going to be a Type 10 and a M1A1 or M1A2 Abrams, and who knows what Chinese tank. So, there's three maps so far. There's Arena, which you saw, which is just a large blue arena, which there's nothing really going for it. I mean, it's just kind of a simple kind of test map, I guess, or just arena. Very fast paced. I don't really like it that much. I mean, you're kind of getting shot from everywhere. Next, we have some city map. I forget the Japanese names. I think it's Nanakiwa or something. But yeah, it's a pretty big city map. I mean, lots of alleyways, lots of buildings, lots of things. They're just really kind of weird map that you just want to drive around a lot on. And it's there's a lot of different directions. There's even an overpass that runs the length of the main street, I believe. yeah, which you'll see later in the video, the overpass and some buildings can be destroyed. This game does have destructible environments. Yeah, excuse my crappy driving. I am playing this with a controller. This game does have controller support. All the gameplay you see is being played with a controller. You can play with a mouse and keyboard, but right now they say recommend to play with a controller because the mouse aim is like messed up or something, which they are working on. So the game also has VR virtual reality support. You don't have to play with VR, but if that's your thing, I don't particularly like it, or I don't think I'd like VR. I don't own one, but you can play the game with VR. Yeah, yeah, destructible environments. The gameplay on the city map is a lot different than compared to the open arena map. It's a lot more kind of checking your mini map, a lot more like, and generally trying to maneuver your way around the city. And I got stuck in a car for a little bit. I mean, you can move the cars around. Like I was moving around this black car, just like throwing it all over the place. And there's a lot of audio cues in the game. It's very I would say anime based, Japan based. I don't really understand most of it because I don't really watch anime. I was more interested in this game because it had tanks. I will say that I didn't really enjoy the game on the first map when I first got it, but after I got to the city map, I have to say that the game is a lot more fun. Oh, another interesting thing is the game has multiple camera angles. One is a third-person view. The other is one of the other ones is like a Battlefield-style view where you're like the camera's on the side of the gun, and then the next one's kind of like if you were under the gun, which is a little different. There's two types of ammo in game right now. There's armored piercer and explosive, so AP, FDS, and high explosive. So yeah, you're seeing that the environment does break apart. It's pretty good environment breaking up. I mean, it's not Battlefield level, but it's a lot better than World of Tanks or Armored Warfare, which most of those buildings, when you crash in, they just go poof, or you shoot them poof. Yeah, and there's nothing really happens. No, Armored Warfare, when you hit some pipes, they move. Yeah. But yeah, you do rank up in this game, and the way, like, in order to unlock the other stuff, you have to rank up. Like, in order to unlock multiplayer, you have to rank up in arcade. You have to rank up and get some of the other maps. You have to rank up and get the Soviet faction. You can lose. It tells you loser in some girl's voice. Anything else? I don't know, I haven't played online. I know in arcade, you can set all the rules, like how many people you want on your team, how many kills, how long the battle is. Yeah, I don't know, I don't have footage of the third map. The third map is, like a port. It's like sort of like a giant, shipping port with like lots of, shipping crates. It also has some buildings that can be destroyed. So yeah, it's pretty limited right now. It is on sale, 10% off, as it just came out. So it does have mostly positive reviews. And one thing that's neat is your Steam name's written on the side of your tank in big giant white letters. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. A lot of it's in Japanese, or not all of it. Like, it's a mix of kind of or English and Japanese. Like, whenever you shoot the machine gun, which you can't shoot the machine guns in this game, it makes like, whenever you shoot the machine gun or the gun, it makes like Japanese symbols, whatever they mean. Probably means like hit or something. I don't know. I don't know if you can change that, but yeah. We're back onto the topic of destructible environments. I don't know how much can be destroyed. I know a lot can be destroyed, but I don't think everything can be destroyed. Because I was testing this in a battle. Like, I was destroying the the top overpass, some of the top overpass, but some of it can be destroyed, other bits can't. Which is, it's pretty nice to have destructible environments. I mean, not too many games offer destructible environments, and the fact that this little indie dev tank game has some destructible environments is pretty interesting. Like I said, it's not Battlefield levels, but it is pretty nice. The graphics are very minimal, but the tank models themselves look really good. I mean, honestly, they're better quality than some of the stuff Armored Warfare has. Because, you know, how many models in Armored Warfare are messed up. Yeah, the Abrams was messed up for a while. Every Abrams was messed up. A lot of tank models were just messed up. And, yeah. So there is slight problems with this game. Like I mentioned, the mouse control is all messed up right now. Randomly, I don't know if this is a bug or part of the game, but sometimes whenever you go into critical damage mode, you get kind of this fisheye view, which I think is from the VR. I think like the VR activates or something, or it might be like that in game, because it doesn't seem to activate every time you go into critical damage. Anything else about the game? They will be adding, like I said, more vehicles, not just tanks. They're going to be adding SPAGs, self-propelled anti-aircraft guns. I'm guessing because most of them are tank-like, and then they're going to be adding APCs also. I did ask a couple questions. Here's some of the questions and some of the answers I got. Oh wow, there's already an update for the game. Some questions. That's my thread. I asked, what type of maps will there be? Will it just be realistic environments, or we see something crazy? They responded with urban maps from Japan. The next type of maps to be added are more cities from Japan. I asked if they'll add the M50 Ontos because World of Tanks Armored Warfare refused to add this weapon. They said, unlikely at this stage for a totally off mainstream vehicle. I thought of the Russian laser tank prototype. Russians prototyped a weird laser tank that I don't know. It was weird. I asked if there will be different game modes. I actually misspelled it, and they said I don't understand what you mean. So I later corrected myself and said game modes are. They said game modes are not a priority right now. Mainly just getting the game working, and more vehicles in the game are. Are vehicles with anti-tank missiles going to be added? They answered definitely yes. Will vehicles with I asked this question. Will vehicles with amphibious that are amphibious in real life be able to float on water if there is a map that has enough water to float in? They said we didn't think of that, but water areas other than OI terminal maps will not be present. I can't see this happening soon, but you never know. So it's a maybe on amphibious vehicles. And then I said, that's all the questions I have. Some other people have asked questions about stuff generally. You know, it does have, just in this short time, it does seem to have a good amount of people playing. Or not like a crazy amount, but in this short time of today, there's definitely people playing the game. Oh, there's also like this mode where you can like spectate an AI battle. Like you can just have the AI battle, and you can like choose a side on who you think will win. And yeah, it's in the last part of this video. So I just go around the map just looking at stuff. So yeah, the game shows potential, but it needs work. And I hope that the developers continue putting work into this game, because I'm dissatisfied with World of Tanks, Armored Warfare, and War Thunder all being free-to-play games where you have to keep paying for stuff that, you know, it's like, I'd rather just pay once, you know, and yeah, leave it at that. Pay once, get all the stuff, and etc. So yeah. I'm gonna end this here. You can enjoy the rest of the video.